Welcome to Guelph Wrestle. I'm Andrew Sennedra, and this is Captain. I'm terribly afraid of Gorlock Witch Fingers, and today we're talking about our, top 5 tag teams of 2023. You know, it's not, well, you might think it's kind of a bit late because we're in January now, but, you know, it kind of gave us time to watch World's End and see really late matches and see where our stuff went. You wanted to do it a bit later, so it doesn't really matter. If anybody thinks it, whatever. Anyways, let's see, who wants to go first, you or me? I guess I'll go first. Okay, I'll go first. I'm going to be working I don't know how he's doing, but I'm going to work my way up to number 1. So I'm going to start at number 5, I guess, for me. I got Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste from TMDK in New Japan. I thought they had, you know, some really good stuff all year, especially the last tag tournament in New Japan. I thought really went well. They've had some good rivalries, some very solid matches all year. I really like Shane Haste's. I like his personality and his ability in the ring. He's a mixture of like speed, power, technical stuff, striking. He's really really well-rounded wrestler, I feel, overall. Bit of a goofy personality. I kind of think it works. It blends off of Mikey Nichols' more intense style and stuff like that. He's a bit more hard-hitting, maybe a bit more like Dax, except I don't think he talks about his family all the time. But, you know, that's where I got them.
So mine's not in any particular order.
Oh,
so, okay. So my first tag team would be Catch-22.
Oh,
so,
Jesus!
Those guys are like fast and furious, always put on exciting matches, you know. And one of them, you know, he's got a cool rope move where he goes there and they get kind of stuck in a rope and he's like posing kind of thing. So like, I never know how those guys do that, but that's pretty wicked kind of thing. He's like, I threw him the rope, he kind of got stuck, and now he's like taunting me. He's like, what the hell?
Kind of like, yeah. He was the first one I saw do it. I don't know if he had it first or Andrade did. But...
Yeah, I think I always saw him do it first. So yeah. I think Andrade steal it.
No, he stole it.
And then they always have like a big arsenal of like cool tag team moves. So this is always fun to watch.
Yeah, they're definitely very big arsenal for sure. I don't really want to jump in too much because I got some things to say a little later on. My number 4 is going to be the Lucha Bros. You know, I thought they had like a solid year overall, but you know there was some injuries here and there, and both of them ended up. You know, like Ray was doing some stuff in Mexico, and same with Penta. So there was a lot of singles stuff. So they kind of slipped. They did have a good tag team type of year, but they definitely slipped a little bit because there was a lot of like singles stuff between them and things like that. So you know, they dropped down in the list from where they were last year for me.
Okay, so my next one is the Young Bucks, the brotherly dynamics. You know. These guys, usually you have like a power and speed guy, but these guys are both speed, you know, they both go like 100 miles an hour, you know, they got some unique moves that you don't really see from anybody else, and they're always adding to the arsenal, so it's like, what's not to like with them? And they got super kick pate!
Well, you just jumped, you know, on my number 3 or whatever, is that where I had the Young Bucks. Again, a team that slipped down a bit, but that, you know, they still had some really good matches throughout the year. You said they're both speed and stuff like that, and I have to disagree. Well, they're both quick and stuff like that, but, you know, I would say, if anything, Nick's more faster and agile, Matt's more the power, you know, if you had to say that, so... You know, I can see that. You know, yeah, that's what I think of your assessment. Eat that shit. I don't know who you got next.
Okay, then I'm gonna steal your Lucha Bros kind of thing.
Oh, where you flipped it, we have them alternated. Well, at least. So
you got like Penta, he's like the power, and then you got Phoenix as like the Flash. And then, you know, Penta has also got a wicked character, you know, Zero Miro, and, you know, he rubs at your face, you know, Zero Fear. Yeah. And then one thing I like is, like, they're very creative with their movesets.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They're always adding new moves to it. Like, you never see, like, the same boring moves, like, you know. Then they get bored easily, you know. Like, Penta has a cool, like, new power, throws their shoulder that switches, like, a power slam. It's like, oh,
Fireman
cool.
Power Slam.
Yeah, I'm like... Like, they do regular moves that look like flashy finishers, like nothing. Like, these guys are awesome.
And we've seen them continue, like, I don't know how many, we've probably seen them between singles and tag matches, between the two of them. If you were to say everything, probably 200 times or so. From Lucha Underground and everything outside, they've done that. And we're still seeing them do new things, which is like, oh shit, that's pretty uncanny, I would think.
Yeah, sometimes when you watch it like a matchup, you don't know like is this gonna be good or not. But then when you see Lucha Bros, it's like a brand. You know it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, you know you're going to get at least a good match out of, which is pretty impressive. My next team is going to be, he already spoke about them, is Catch 2-2, TJP and Francisco Akira. I thought they absolutely had a fucking killer year. You know, great best of the Super Juniors tag tournament. They just absolutely killed it the last, I think the last bit of December here in some tag matches against Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney. You know, like what you hit on, they have like this wide arsenal of moves, very innovative. I like their dynamic though. Like Akira, like they're both fast. TJP's still fast for an older guy, but like he's not just aerial, he's technical, he's got strikes, he's submission based, all kinds of innovative stuff. And Akira's already developing that at such a young age. So you have a really cool dynamic the way those two go together. And I was just like, man, they had really, really good matches throughout the year, in my opinion.
Okay, so yeah, my next one is Aussie Open.
What the hell?
So I like their funny move that they have where like they pick up the wrestler and then the guy picks up and they both like went all the way around the ring and they smash. It feels like a video game where afterwards like they smash, both of them are tired like I was like I just ran a marathon picking up this big heavy guy.
Sometimes they stick to Mark Davis's body hair. Like FTR, he was like, "You guys stuck on me, get off."
And they're like tough as hell, man. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Like I think Kyle, he jumped, like he overdove, lands on his ribcage on the steel rails, and like bust up his ribs, kind of thing. Like, but like usually like you figure like your face will grimace. Like his face, he's like stone cold. He's like fine. He's like chilling. Broke a couple of ribs, but he'll walk it off. I'm like, I was like, wow, man, like. I figured it'd be like dead, but he continued to wrestle on kind of thing. So like these guys are badass.
Yeah, and also like the weeks around when he broke his ribs, he smashed his head on the rail and slit the back of his head open in a match. I was like, cool, that was like consecutive weeks. I was like, Kyle Fletcher's a pretty badass, and I can use that to segue into my number one is Aussie Open. I thought they had a great year, even though Mark Davis has been out with like a broken wrist, and I think he had a torn meniscus or damaged meniscus as well this year, but still they had so many good matches this year. With FTR, they had a really good showing. The stuff they did in New Japan was absolutely awesome. I thought they did some great work. Kyle Fletcher's just been getting better and better. Their tag team, combination moves have been just awesome as well. So I was like, yeah, they're going to be my number one is Aussie Open. I got them, at number one. Oh, and that makes, United Empire for me has tag teams number 1 and 2 between Aussie Open and Catch 2-2. Holy moly. They have 2 great tag teams.
So my last one would be House of Black. So like,
oh yeah, okay.
Or I guess any combination of those 3 guys kind of thing. But man, this team is so cool. Like they're supposed to be like the bad guy kind of thing, but they're like so cool that you can't help but like stop. You want to cheer for them kind of thing, right? Like everyone's got like their candles or little glow sticks or whatever. They're like, yeah, House of Black kind of thing. And they have like wicked moves. The wicked aura. And they're just like awesome all together.
There's a good combination between them too, right? Like they all bring a different thing, but they all kind of bring a similarity at the same time.
Yeah, like Brody, he's like, randomly barking like a dog, and he does bulldozer, like smashes you with his body kind of thing.
Yeah, but yeah, that was one thing we should probably mention is like you decided to add trios to your sort of tag list because we didn't want to do tags and trios because it wasn't really too many for each to do a video on. So you decided to do that. I might do that in the future, but I just went with this for now. My honorable mention who just slipped out. I was really kind of conflicted on that one between Mikey Nichols, Shane Haste, and Kevin Knight and Kushida. Kevin Knight and Kushida had an absolutely great year in my opinion as well, especially, in the best of the Super Juniors. You got some absolutely innovative stuff between the two of them. Kevin Knight is like, got freaking springs in his legs, how high he can jump, but they did really good as well, and I thought should have been, I just wanted to mention them. And I also had a team that might surprise some people who are really diehard wrestling fans is Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto. They had some good stuff, but I just didn't see them too much. Plus, they both sort of separated for the G1 climax, so they sort of fell off my list as well.
So I got a few honorable mentions too. I got the Rascals and ABC. I don't know about the ABC name, but like
Who the fuck is ABC? I don't even know them.
those guys are good, really good wrestlers from Impact kind of thing. You know, they're really
Okay.
flashy, they're creative, you know, and like, you know, they have good movesets, you know, where like one's like doing like a shooting star press in mid-air, and he like pushes the guy to go fly.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, you know, these are pretty good guys.
ABC is Ace Austin and Chris Bay, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I was just making sure I knew who you were talking about. But that's our, I guess, top 5 plus some honorable mentions for our tag team, video. So, let us know in the list, what your 2023 was like down in the comments below. That would be really interesting to see how it goes against ours, because our stuff is usually really differentiating from, the masses and the mainstream fans of wrestling. So it's kind of interesting to see what people like. And until next time, folks, how about some heavy wrestling?